didn't use the N-word here, but I've just listened through my headphones and it sounds like I did. Is there another take that we could use? Please be assured I did everything in my power to not use that word.
Hell no. The time for remorse would have been when my husband was yelling to breathe. That would have been the time for him to show some type of remorse or some type of care for another human being's life. When he was screaming 11 times that he can't breathe.
Just get it down!
And my husband is 6 feet under, and I'm looking for a way to feed my kids now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Why nobody do the CPR?
No, I did nothing.
He's breathing. He's breathing? Yeah. He's breathing? Yeah. He's breathing? Yeah.
After they beat him up, did whatever they
In her nails or in her fingers.
That's enough! Shut the fuck up!
Stop playing with my fucking name.
Talk about it, if that makes sense.
So how do you feel like, especially now you've like moved to Glasgow and you're always contained in white space, how do you feel when things are appropriated and maybe you don't feel like necessarily you should or are allowed or would be supported in saying anything? How do you feel about that cultural appropriation like in some ways silences you?
Well, yeah, it's like a topic like this boy is now in my class is going to school with cornrows, and is a massive part, like a conversation that is pending to have. And I'm willing to have that conversation, but it's very hard to be the only black person in that room and to have that conversation with surrounded by all white faces. Because if firstly, it's not my job, it's not my authorization to do this, have this conversation. I shouldn't have to feel like I need to have this conversation. There's like this colonialist afterthought that I have to educate you kind of thing. And like there's very much a sense of entitlement I don't like. So as much as I want to have this conversation and I want to educate you and make sure you know how uncomfortable you make me feel, I also am angered at the fact that I have to have that you are entitled by me to have that conversation. You're physically, by your whiteness, you're forcing me to not even educate you, but to tell you how I feel. That should not be an afterthought. And the fact, like I said, it's a colonialist thought. It's this imperialist thought of privilege and who gets to have that conversation. And most of the time, like the other day, they're like, oh, we're having a conversation about cultural appropriation. And I was like, who was a part of that conversation? And it was 3 white people. And I was like, obviously, of course you're allowed to have these conversations, but I hope when you're aware when you're having these conversations and there's not people of colour surrounding you and you are essentially talking about people of colour's feelings, thoughts and oppression, that itself is a useless conversation. It's a useless, no point. White voices will not solve anything to do with coloured voices. It will not. If anything, you will silence coloured voices. And it's the fact that cultural appropriation, as much as it is a conversation to have around in white spaces, is a more important conversations to have in coloured spaces. It's a protected conversation, it's a protected thought, it's a protected heritage, and as much as you're like, you can be like, explain it to me, it's not no one's job to explain it to you. If they simply say, I'm uncomfortable with it, that should be enough. As a white person, that should be enough.